I hope everyone is having, oh my gosh, look at this. Fresh out of the litter box. Look who it is, Miss Poo Poo Paws yourself. Yeah, that's nasty. Actually, yeah, it's kind of gross. You can, ugh, gross. I had to do that. I mean, it's been a while. I feel like since my little cat Ophelia made an appearance on the camera. Hey, how's it going? It's Thursday. I just finished a crap ton of dishes. And I'm gonna cook some ground beef. I've recently been told by my mother, and I feel like I've kind of heard this before, but the term like dog or kibble bowl or like boy kibble, that's what it is, boy kibble. That I've been eating boy kibble, or that's the name for the meal that I eat. I eat just ground beef mixed with like sweet potatoes. I've eaten that every single day, probably for the last like almost year and a half, 2 years now. Every single day with like the exception of like going out of town or something like that for a couple of days. But I actually don't know what I was going to say. Why don't we just get into the I'm going to cook the ground beef. I got to do a couple more dishes. I'm going to feed my cat and then so on and so forth. Before we get into the video though, I hope you guys are having a great Thursday. Let me know what your highlight of the day was in the comments down below, please. My highlight of the day was... I don't really know yet. Can I make a future highlight of the day? And that's going to be that I have arms tonight at the gym, and I'm really looking forward to it, and I have a feeling that it's going to be freaking awesome. So that's going to be my highlight of the day. I mean, I think it counts as a highlight because I've technically been excited for it all day, so I feel like that counts as a highlight. So yeah, arm day, that's my freaking highlight so far. I did a great cardio session on my lunch break too. I low-key feel like I was experiencing some kind of hypoglycemic symptoms though. By the end of the workout, or like the kind of last 10 minutes of the 50-minute cardio, I was getting like really profusely sweaty all of a sudden. Like, am I about to fucking die? Kind of sweaty, and I was feeling like cold and clammy and just like shivery. And I stay like totally carved up. I am very hydrated. I don't slack on that stuff for the most part. And yeah, I feel like I was gonna fucking faint. So I think I might have to keep like little like 28 grams of gummy bears or something in a little baggie in my gym bag or something, just so I can kind of stay glucosed up, keep my glycogen levels fueled for my body as I do kind of a longer session of cardio. And in the middle of the day too, so it's not like bright and early, my body is like fresh and stuff. It's kind of depleted in an already depleted state, so yeah, that was kind of not cool. But anyways, okay, let's get into the video. How did I survive being kicked out of my parents when I was 20 years old, but that I moved out. I was told when I was 20, I moved out like a month and a half later when I was 21. And again, I just want to reiterate, I've said this a few times, I told this story a couple of times, that, I mean, yeah, at the moment, yes, I was angry with my parents and stuff, but like I see my parents every week. I love them very much. They are awesome, great parents. I don't think I'd be where I am today without them and everything. So I will just say that first, okay? It's not like some weird, like, I love my parents, but they did kick me out, okay? So that happened when I was freshly 21 years old. I moved in with a roommate. Started working an entry-level job. I did not graduate from college. I still work at the same company, but now in a completely different apartment, and making twice as much as I did when I was first hired on. Almost 5 years ago, actually. About a month from now, it'll be 5 years ago. And honestly, it's like there is and there isn't a secret to moving out of your parents and then being stable, or like just kind of getting over that, like, oh, how am I gonna survive? Blah, blah, blah. I can't do it. First of all, yes, you can. It's totally doable. Doesn't mean it's gonna be easy. Fuck, I mean, dude, it's not easy. Splattered dishwater on the floor. It's not easy. There's moments that are gonna suck. There's moments that are gonna be just the coolest moments of your entire life. And that's just life. And I feel like that's kind of the part that people don't realize. I mean, I was 100% a subscriber to that mindset of like, I'm gonna get the perfect job, and then I'm gonna buy a sweet ass place, and then so on and so forth. You know, that kind of just very wishful thinking. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's an awesome dream and goal to have. At the same time, though, you got to be realistic. You know, are you in your early to mid 20s, late 20s, even out of your 20s? You know, and you're still living with your parents? I don't think that the job market, though it's a complete trash shithole right now, or your parents, or this or that, are to blame. Okay, I think at the root, there can certainly be excuses you can make for all of those different kind of facets and stuff. At the end of the day, you are the only person who can take responsibility for yourself. Okay. So what I did, I needed money. I was still going to school and stuff, so I didn't enroll. I finished the semester of college. I didn't enroll in another semester. This is around summertime. My birthday is in April, so it was all kind of around then. I was working at a gym like less than part-time. And so I knew just already I would need a roommate. That's the first thing. Find roommates. It's you can if you have someone that you know you're cool with, move out with them. If you've had like countless sleepovers, or you know all that, you've had experience of the sort of living like with them and everything, do it. Having a roommate is awesome. I unfortunately had a awful person as a roommate for the first time, and I will never have a roommate ever again until it is my wife. So that is all I will say about that. But if you guys like have a person like that where you think you can tolerate them enough to live in the, you know, within a closer proximity to them, just do it, dude. You'll save thousands, literally thousands of dollars each month. And then you start looking at places. Biggest thing is roommate, but then you just gotta start looking at places. It's surprisingly easy. Like I'm sure there's tons of us, because I know I do it, like to go on Zillow and stuff and just be like, oh, that's cool, blah, 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 blah. You can apply. That's how I got the current apartment that I'm in right now. I've lived here for almost 3 years, coming up on full 3 years, I think. Not really sure how that math works out. And I applied everything just all straight through Zillow, all in an app on my phone, dude. It's easy. It's really easy to move out. Things when it comes to your credit, I would say at least have some kind of credit established. Credit checks are necessary. Like for landlords and stuff, they're gonna do a credit check on you. If you don't have a credit card, open one. Make sure it's a low limit, like a low spending limit, so it doesn't encourage you to freaking max it out right away. And make sure the interest is low. Of course, always ask your parents if you can for help with anything like that. Or even just older friends or experienced people who have credit cards and everything like that, okay? That's the first thing. Have a baseline of credit established. After that, have some money saved up. I would say, it depends on where you live. A couple months worth of like rent. I had $7,000 when I moved out. That's the exact amount. A little over $7,000. My rent when I first moved out, I want to say my portion was like $1,250, I think. So that was able to get me through. I also quit my gym job right as I moved out. I actually don't think I ever told my parents that. And I was unemployed, pretty much living off my savings for a month. And what I did is I just drove around on the freeway and looked at like cool tall buildings and stuff and was like, man, that'd be awesome to work there. What's the name of that company? And blah, blah, blah. Like very literal. I didn't use LinkedIn or like it was just very. You got to go out and do it. Not everything can be done just from like your comfort bubble. Found I saw the building, like I'm saying, saw the company. They had an opening through Indeed. I applied, interview, blah blah blah. That's history. As I have worked and either saved money and spent money, unfortunately, you just progress, But you got to start You have to start. You just start. Like that's the problem that I was stuck in, and I feel like a lot of people I'm 26. I just recently turned 26. A lot of people that I feel like are in this kind of age bubble have that like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna get that director role. I'm gonna get that whatever, and then it's just gonna work out. But then, a year's gonna go by. Okay, I'm still gonna get 2 years are gonna go by, 3 years, 4 years. Clock's ticking, dude. Life is going to pass you by. I've said this tons and tons and tons of times. Life will pass you by if you let it. You have to go out there and live your freaking life. And honestly, enough said. That's how you do it. Make sure you have a baseline of credit established. That was damn it. My pan was not hot, and I just put that ground beef on there. I was totally locked in on the conversation. Whatevs, all good. Make sure you have a line of credit established. 680 above, but I would even say like 650 or above credit score is probably ideal. Few months worth of rent saved up, and then roommate and go. Get out and go. Moving is easy. Moving out is everything. It's so much worth it. Get your life started, okay? Can't stress enough how much like your horizons will expand and everything just once you move out of your parents, or move out even if it's not your parents, wherever you are. If your grandparents, your just anything, it doesn't matter. Your life, when real life began, you'll literally be a Disney princess for real. Okay, now I'm hearing some sizzle. There we go. Okay, ground beef's, or not the ground, but the pan's warming up. And that's pretty much all there is to it, So I've been moved out now for almost 5 years, like 4 years and 10 months, or 11 months. And like I said, there's gonna be some hard lows, but there's gonna be some unimaginable highs too. Just some cool things that you'll never thought you'd experience, or stuff you'll be like, man, I always dreamed of doing this when I was a kid. Now you can. You don't have your parents nagging you about everything, or like, just your confidence will go up. Just once you have this kind of responsibility of like a place under your belt, you'll figure it out. It's really, really easy. And like I feel like sometimes people, like I've seen the memes where it's like, man, being adult is realizing everyone's just like kind of stupid and doesn't really know what's happening. And yeah, like I grew up thinking like, oh man, like having to paying bills and like having an electricity bill and setting up like a Wi-Fi, that's like, it's really, really easy. It's like stupidly easy. Everyone is just a bunch of grown-up kids. Like, obviously, yes, we're all just grown-up kids, but you know what I mean. Like we're all just toddlers. I don't know how to describe it, but life is not that hard. Don't let it be too daunting for you. But that'll be the end. That's it. That's the end of this lesson. I just spit a lot right there. Okay. Oh, my cat's on the prowl. I think she saw a bird or something. Speaking of cat, it is dinner time. But I hope you guys have an excellent rest of your freaking Thursday night or morning or evening or afternoon or 2 a.m. I'm talking to you, Thomas. And that's it. I already said that. Goodbye.